The time is now 6:41 here on your beautiful Monday morning. Let's get you to the weather. And it seems like for those on spring break this week, it's going to be beautiful, but our Easter weekend may be a little dicey.
A little not, yeah. So great cool weather Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Once we get to the end of the weekend, we're going to be talking about rain across central Georgia and probably days of it as we get into Easter itself. Here we go with a live look over downtown. The sun will begin to come up here over the next few minutes. 53 in Macon, 50 in Dublin. How about 54 over in Perry and 52 in Milledgeville this morning? We did have a few 40s on the map, and those have since warmed to 50 in Monticello and in Dublin, 54 in Eastman, and 56 in Rochelle this morning. But we're not entirely dry. You can see down to the south, northern Pulaski County, parts of southern Wilcox County, down into Telfair County. A few showers this morning, but a lot more where that came from back off to the west. Areas of severe weather this morning into parts of Alabama and Mississippi, even a tornado warning there just south of Meridian, north of Hattiesburg. But all of that pushing towards central Georgia over the course of the morning hours, and because of that, parts of our area clipped by a level 1 threat for severe weather. That's going to be Macon, Dooley County, down towards Wilcox and Telfair counties, and then areas to the south, the threats being damaging winds and maybe some hail. But again, we are just clipped by that, not necessarily talking about a widespread severe weather event by any stretch of the imagination today in central Georgia. So at 10 a.m., here comes the heavy rain across Interstate 85 into the afternoon hours. That will work its way into central Georgia. You can see the further south you are, the better chance you have of seeing that heavy rain. We might just see a light rain up near Macon, say Irwinton, Milledgeville, Wrightsville. But whatever we do see will be falling apart over the course of the afternoon, and we'll be left with just a few scattered showers by later on this afternoon with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. 1 or 2 showers might last past the sunset hour. Then into tomorrow, waking up into the 60s before we get into the 80s, mid-80s tomorrow afternoon across central Georgia. And then we'll do something similar on Wednesday, 60s to start, except we could get into the upper 80s by the time we get to Wednesday afternoon. So certainly a warm stretch of days in store. Thursday being another warm day. I do think we have a good chance of getting into the upper 80s once again, but then by the time we get to the end of the week, a front stalling out across the southeast, and I think we're going to be looking at periods of on and off rain lasting from Friday through Saturday here and on into Sunday as well. Of course, Sunday being Easter. Also, the Masters happening up in Augusta. Not great news on that front. But mid-80s are going to be the name of the game before we get there. 85 for Tuesday. How about 89 for Wednesday and 88 on Thursday here in central Georgia. As for today, not as warm. 73 with those showers and storms around. We will be mixing in some sun too. Sunrise officially at 7:20. And as for the Masters, here's the forecast for that. Not a great stretch of days up in Augusta. A pretty good chance of rain on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But then also the threat of storms on Thursday. So, yeah, not a great forecast up there at all. Here we go with the Easter forecast, going with a high temperature of 63 here in central Georgia. Of course, rain is expected, as we just talked about. So over the course of the next 7 days, first the heat and then the rain. Warm Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, coming close to records. Then by the time we get to the weekend, highs back into the 60s, 62 with an 80% chance of rain on Saturday, and 63 with a 60% chance of rain Easter Sunday.